The ladies are back in the Big Apple, and The View is live. Micromanagement? As the deadline for wiretapping evidence approaches, Kellyanne Conway's claim that your microwave could be spying on you. Plus, actress Gillian Anderson opens up about battling gender discrimination on The X-Files and why she's teaming up with her best friend. And View Your Deals giving you Oprah's latest batch of favorite things. The House of Hot Topics is in session with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
Not only are we back, but we've come back to so much interesting stuff. Like Kellyanne Conway. She wants you to watch what you say when you're microwaving your popcorn. Because, yes, because as the deadline arrives for you-know-who to give evidence that his phones were actually tapped by President Obama, she is claiming spying goes way beyond your phone. Take a look.
What I can say is there are many ways to surveil each other now, unfortunately.
Do you believe
there was an article this week that talked about how you can surveil someone through their phones, through their, certainly through their television sets, any number of different ways, and microwaves that turn into cameras, etc. So we know that that is just a fact of modern life.
Uh-oh. You know, I think my dishwasher called me a bitch yesterday. Oh, my God. I'm so nervous.
You know what was scary about that is that her response was, her answer was in response to the question about our former president possibly wiretapping Trump, which means they're trying to call President Obama a felon.
Right.
And in response to that, you talk about microwaves. I mean, what was fascinating to me? I mean, I, as a prosecutor, certainly know about wiretapping, and I trained with the FBI, but we didn't have microwaves on our warrants. we didn't have that on any of our warrants.
No one had microwaves.
Maybe you didn't advance to that level, one. But Kellyanne also mentioned that we're wasting a lot of time talking about this, but the problem here is what Sunny said. When you lay out a claim that has these kind of repercussions, it's no longer tweets without consequence.
Yes.
When you say those words, it's forcing the hand of the government to investigate. Yeah. So the more they keep doubling down, the more they're wasting time in what we have to do. And everyone knows only ghosts come through your TV. Poltergeist? Come on. It's not spies.
But today is the put up or shut up day, right? Because the House Intelligence Committee has said, if you have evidence, you give it to us today. Where is it?
House Intelligence Committee is in a terrible position now because they have to demand proof. You have the Department of Justice in a terrible position because they're supposed to turn over evidence. And they're all saying, investigate what? Evidence about what? Because
the microwave.
And the sad thing about this is that Kellyanne Conway, there is a point to be made about the NSA overreaching. There's a point to be made about Big Brother and this metadata, this phone data that was collected about individuals and their phone calls.
That has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. But that's the thing. When they conflate that issue, there's people that really have legitimate privacy concerns. Don't bring that issue into this one. Because these are two separate issues. When someone asks you a direct question about an investigation, you need to have an answer. If you work for the administration, if you go on national television and you work for them, have an answer. Don't divert, you are responsible for that.
They're taking care of it, though. We have a tweet here from someone. Per my orders, Kellyanne and press secretary are throwing out all White House microwaves. Can't let Obama spy with microwaves. So don't worry, we're getting it fixed, guys.
That's right. They never follow protocol, this administration. I mean, I'm sure people heard over the weekend how 46 U.S. attorneys were forced to resign, but Preet Bharara here in the Southern District of New York is responsible for investigating things like wiretapping in New York. Right. Trump Tower comes within his purview. Now, I think it's very interesting that President Trump in November asked him to stay. Yet now all of a sudden he's fired. And if you look at his
Why
statement,
did they ask him to stay in the first place? Did he think he was on his side?
that's what I think, because if you look at Preet's resume of prosecutions, he went across the aisle. He prosecuted Democrats, he prosecuted
So he's
Republicans,
independent.
but he's an extremely independent prosecutor, which is what you want.
Just what you want.
What you want.
actually
Prosecutors
really liked
represent
him.
the people of the United States. They don't represent the president.
I actually really liked him, and I wished he would have stayed on because he's someone that goes after corruption, regardless of what party it's associated with. He was investigating Bill de Blasio.
That's why he doesn't want him around.
That's right.
Well,
because he's independent.
Well, so who's going to do the investigation? If he gets rid of everybody who doesn't like him or doesn't agree with him, who's going to actually do it?
I think prosecutors by nature are independent.
Really?
And yeah, I think so. I think by nature.
But it was the bigger issue for me because he told him that he wasn't going to get rid of him. And for me, when I look at a president, I don't care what party you're associated with. I want to be able to count on your word.
Keep your word.
And if you tell someone that you are going to keep them because you honor them because they are independent.
When did he keep his word? He doesn't keep his word on anything.
That's fine. But you know what?
He
And you
lies
can
about
say
everything.
that. You can say that about a lot of politicians, but I think it's responsible.
Not like this. I don't think
say politicians often don't keep their word.
It's not right to compare Trump to other politicians who lie.
I think
he is a pathological liar. It's different. He lies about everything, everything. He'll tell you this card is red. That's how much he lies.
All I'm saying is that there are a lot of politicians that don't keep their word, and we're responsible for holding them all accountable regardless of party. That's all I'm saying.
So speaking of fake news,
Yeah.
okay, before we left, something came out on a website, a fake news website, about me. And it endangered my family's life, and it endangered my life. It turns out the entire website was created by a guy who just wanted to see how quickly stories he made up would spread.
What would he have to pick you for?
Well, because, as you know, as I've said to you for years, you know, if you say Whoopi did this, people just assume it's true. Because nobody has to prove anything. I have had, for the last 20 years, great relationships with vets and their wives and the Veterans Administration. So when someone writes a bit of horrible lie, as this man did, he accused me of saying that the woman that was celebrated by the current president, whose husband died, was doing it for the attention. Now, normally people would have to actually look up to see what someone said. And when you look on our website, you can see everything that we say. Our shows are posted. But unfortunately, people don't do that, and you end up with a situation like you had in Washington, where the guy read that the pizzeria where it was stated that
a child porn ring out of a pizza shop,
and a man took a gun in there, and shot it up. So this guy says that the only reason he took this down is because his site was getting a lot of crap from people. So let me put it to you like this. I know you're in Costa Rica, sir, because you said where you were. If I hadn't been made aware of this, I could have found out about this at the end of a barrel of a gun. So I'm going to try to get some legislation going that says if you're going to involve someone in fake news, you should have their permission. You shouldn't be able to just put stuff out there, because clearly you don't care what could have happened to me or to my family, or the fact that there's a lot of people who say, no, I know you said it. Well, actually, if you go on the View site,
you'll see I didn't.
Yes,
by the way.
I said the exact
You stopped
opposite.
about families, and you said they would never do that.
Yeah, and that was so horrible. I got the news over the weekend, that weekend as well, and I said to people, I was sitting right next to her. She said the exact opposite. Why are you sending me these
It's on
links?
tape.
It's there.
Because what he specifically said was that you said that
you
the
don't
widow.
have to say what I said.
And it was shocking.
He's doing it for a purpose.
What was the point?
He wants to wind up Trump supporters. But what he doesn't understand is not all Trump supporters believe that. People who didn't see the show may believe it. A lot of other people may believe what you wrote. And man, I'm telling you, you cost me money because I had to protect my family. Okay? You cost me money because, quite honestly, I wasn't going to go to Disney. So, sir, Costa Rica is not big enough for this lawsuit that's coming your way. And just so we're clear, just so we're really clear, I want these protections in place for the current president, for his family, for my family, because if you write something like that, or you write something that endangers his life or his family's life, I'm just as angry at you.
Yeah, because the law protects.
Include that now?
Well, the law protects people against defamation, slander, and libel, which is what he did.
Yes.
But I don't think it goes far enough. Because that's a civil lawsuit, but this person put Whoopi's life in danger. Shouldn't that be a crime?
Well, you know, not to some people, but...
Not only that, but just because they retract it, that information already gets out there, and it tarnishes your image.
Right. It has been reposted and reposted and reposted and reposted. So again, it is a lie. All you have to do is check the website and see what actually went on the show that day. But sir, the fact that you don't give a crap that it endangered me is unconscionable. And I'm gonna get my lawyer and I'm coming for you. We'll be right back.
Still ahead, when kids attack. The viral video of how a mom handled an infant invasion during her husband's live TV interview. So Whoopi had a question.
Can men and women really be friends?
So I think the one complication is that sometimes a little hanky-panky goes on.
You can't really be friends once you've seen each other naked.
What do you think marriage is about? Marriage is you're naked for a while and then you're platonic for a while.
Keeping it real on View Your Deal with Oprah's seal of approval.
So apparently a college professor's live interview with the BBC has gone beyond viral right now, thanks to an unplanned cameo in the middle of his spot. Look, I can't explain it. Take a look.
One of those scandals.
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me. My apologies.
What's this going to mean for the region?
My apologies. North Korea, South Korea's policy.
So we have to give applause to Professor Robert Kelly for handling it like a pro, especially also to his wife for her kid wrangling skills.
Yes, that was
She came in, she was like, what the hell?
She had trouble with that, with the baby walker.
And you could just hear under her breath, I told y'all not to come here.
The kids actually like being dragged like a little mad.
And she finally, you know, she see her arm grab the baby and,
But his face when he was like looking, he's like, just go ahead and laugh because we all are.
He kind of Heisman, the little boy, the little kid.
I think he just thought she would move, but the little girl was like, who are you talking to? You know how kids get, but
I
honey,
loved her walk.
the look on Mama's face when she comes sliding in there, and that baby in the walk was like, well, if she's in there, I'm going in too. Have you ever had, has that ever happened to you with kids or
He should have taken that kid and put it on his lap. I thought. Just the kid's over there, take the kid, put him on your lap.
He was taking himself pretty seriously.
Acknowledge the fact that this is happening.
I don't know. Maybe he just looked like he was dressed. Maybe he just had on short shorts under there. Maybe
he just freaked out.
Or he just was like,
It's happened to me, actually. I used to do some Skype interviews for CNN.
Right.
And I've had my kids kind of stroll in. I've had my dog stroll in, and I've done, you know, this kind of stuff. And it happens.
Really?
And you don't know how to react.
how did you do it?
That's going to be a gift. That's going to be a gift. When we do recordings for in the road, you have to get under blankets so it cushions the sound. And whenever I would get under, my little dog Peter, who passed away a year ago, in his old age was a little senile. So he'd come in and he didn't want me under those blankets, so he'd start going, And so I'd have to wait, or I'd yell at him. And one time the editor wrote back and said, I don't know why Trixie is in your bed. I hope that's a dog. Because I'm like, Trixie, shut up. So they used to sneak in a lot.
I had that with the dog too, and I put the dog on my lap, and then the dog would go, you know, Skyping and touch the screen and want to like have communication with the person, so it just got worse. And then I would be talking, and the dog would be like, "What's happening?" You know, she's like, "I think they want to be. Sometimes maybe they have something to say." You know,
And I would say the craziest thing was people thought that the lady was the housekeeper or something. They thought she was the nanny. It was like, it didn't occur to me that it was the nanny, because only a parent would come
yank
running.
like that.
You know, that's what I thought.
The way
But,
she
you know,
handled them, I mean, she
dragged them out by arms.
Because it was a mixed race thing.
I guess so, yeah. Well, I used to get that because, you know, my daughter's very fair. So when she was little, she was...
They thought you were the nanny?
They thought I was the nanny. They would say, oh, how long have you been taking care of her? I said, all her life. And they said, well, you know, have you been working for the parents long? And I was like, oh, no, that's mine. I know it's a little freaky, but that's mine. And then she'd burp and smile, and then they'd see it. But a mom, yeah, you know.
Because you do look alike.
We do look alike, but she is very fair.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
Didn't your granddaughter get confused that you were black?
Well, no, okay, so here's what happened.
It's a good story.
My grandson once said to my daughter, so, Ma, what am I mixed with? And she said, what are you mixed with? He said, yeah, you know, like Paco's mixed with, you know, Indonesian, and this is mixed with this. What am I mixed with? And she said, have you seen your grandmother? You're mixed with black and black. Okay? Black and black. That's what you mix with. But he said to her, but I thought you were half white.
He said to your daughter.
To my daughter.
Yeah.
And she was like, again.
Yeah.
Have you seen your grandmother? I mean, it was like, and then as it turns out, all the kids, when they were little, all thought she was half white.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just, you know, listen, black people throw all kind of color.
Yeah,
you never know what
you're gonna get.
You don't know. It comes from years and years and years.
That's right.
I tell you, you know.
You got to go on that Ancestry.com, find out
I want to
everything.
do that.
I want to do that too.
Yep.
You do.
I do.
Yes.
I do. I've always been very, very curious, especially about my father's father.
Well, you
who
have a
didn't
lot of
have much
mixtures in
relationship
you.
with.
Yeah.
You're
She's got
very
a lot of
mixed.
mixed.
You might be
I'm
able to
very
find some ancestry.
Yeah.
You know, it's taken us a little while to get.
I know. I know. My mother's Puerto Rican and Jewish, and my father's African American.
It'll be a lot easier to find out about you
About that side.
than it would be for the other side.
Yeah, but it's
because we just
time-consuming
find
on
out.
her side. I mean, they've got to go to 3 different things.
You're not physically going to those
3 different
That's
things. Okay, so we're going to go to a new thing now. We'll be right back. Our 15
that don't
change. What the hell?
Let's move there.
Let's move there.
Well, I don't know if I want to live there, but
Where is it?
I would like it to be 8 o'clock when it's supposed to be 8 o'clock.
I know. And there are countries that don't do it, and that's fine.
It does mess you up that whole day, too.
You gotta let go of it after a couple days too, though, because my husband quotes it for weeks. He's like, you know what time it really is? I'm like, not anymore.
No.
Like, it's not anymore.
the same thing.
The minute it happens, you got to let it go.
Let it go.
Change
Move on.
your
Like,
clock
yeah.
and just go with it.
I change my clocks like a few months later sometimes.
I'm happy that it's daylight savings time now, aren't you?
Well, no, I want it to be one thing or the other. I don't want to keep changing it. It's like I don't like that. I want it to be one thing or the other. You know?
I think there are reasons for it, though. I think there are some.
The farmers are not freaking out anymore. There is no war that we're fighting, that we need to do this. Let's just have one damn time.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know? And Mom wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post. And it makes the case that you could be a better parent if you get divorced. Now, she claims splitting custody gives you much needed downtime, which could make you better when you're with your kids.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're with your kids. Now, she's not actually going to do it. She's not actually going to do it, but I don't understand what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, you know, I would just say, I'm divorced. I don't think anybody else is divorced on this panel, except for you and me.
yeah.
You and me. As a serious thing, I think that it impacts children no matter what age they are. I think that they need to go to therapy because of it. No matter what, I believe that. And on the other,
the kids up.
yeah, it does.
Not necessarily,
It
though,
screws up their heads a little bit.
It can.
But at the same time, when I became a single parent, I loved it in a way. It was like, I don't have two needy children sucking on me. I've got one. You know, a lot of times the kids are talking to you, and then he's over there wanting your attention also to discuss politics. And the kids, I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom. Now you just have to pay attention to one person. There's something to be said about that.
Doesn't it depend, though, like how much help you have? Because I think one of the being a single parent is hard. So people, if you have family, a supportive family or friends that can help, I think that makes a big difference. If you're on your own, I think there is a case to be made that it's a struggle, that it's harder. But you like to, it doesn't surprise me that you like to be the boss, though.
Well, I feel I know what I'm doing. Why does he have to wait?
He's just a father. I mean, whatever.
Well, my mom was a single parent, and it was what it was. I didn't go to therapy. I don't think I needed to, but I just, I just feel like that's not a good enough reason because you want some time off. Just say, I'm going to go up with the girls.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to sort of saying these things, something you're not actually going to do.
Well, she's trying to say, I can get rid of the kids for the weekend so I can have fun. That's
only if you have a guy that takes the kids. They don't all take the kids. And don't forget that. We'll be right back.
That's true.
Yeah.
Next, actress Gillian Anderson opens up about sexism on The X-Files and why she's joining forces with her best friend to fight back.
Actress Gillian Anderson spent 10 years chasing extraterrestrials on the hit show The X-Files, and now she's turned her attention to life on this planet, teaming up with journalist and friend Jennifer Nadel on the book We, A Manifesto for Women Everywhere. Sounds very intriguing. Please welcome Gillian Anderson and Jennifer Nadel. How are you? Before we get to the book, I have to say to you, Gillian, I said to you on the break, I'm a huge fan of The Fall.
Me too.
Which is on Netflix. You really should watch it. They love it. And, you play this with sort of a hard-nosed, she's a tough detective. But for some reason, and maybe it's because you're so good, you manage to get that sensuality in there, that sexuality. And it makes look at her. She is as hot as a pistol in this, but she solves the crime.
But she's layered, too. Like, you end up liking her, and you see the flaws. Like, you play it so well.
How did you manage all that?
She's a woman. We're all complicated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You're just really very,
great role.
A great role for you.
Thank you.
Are you doing more of them? Or is that
No,
the end?
no,
That's it.
It's done?
It's the end.
That was it?
There were 3 seasons. There were 3 seasons.
But it's on Netflix.
Are you serious?
She's devastated.
Is that
She's
news?
Devastated.
Have we heard that before?
She's devastated. Well,
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's like
you two have been friends 10 years.
Yes.
And Jennifer, you worked as a lawyer in England, so we have something in common before transitioning to TV news, but your very public career came to an abrupt stop. Tell us how that happened.
It stopped in one moment. So I was feeding my 2 toddlers their tea, and I'd made all the perfect pureed food, and they were throwing at me. And the news desk called and said, Downing Street needs you there now. And as a journalist, that's where you want to be. You want to be in Downing Street in the seat of power. And I looked at my kids, and I just couldn't go. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't go. And I was a single parent, and the next day, I couldn't go again, and then I was diagnosed with burnout and depression, and that was it for the next 10 years. And I'd really been living in a when I get the kids, when I get the job, when I have the relationship, then I'll be happy. But I hadn't looked inside, and I had to let go of all those externals and really, really go inside myself and think about what really mattered.
And what really mattered were
really the principles, my children, and the things that are in this book, things that we learn as children and then we're educated away from, taking care of each other, honesty, patience, tolerance, kindness, things that are not so fashionable in our current political arena, but actually we all know to be true.
Yeah. I love that she said they're not so fashionable.
Yeah, they are. But that leads us right into the new book. It's a manual of sorts to help women to empower themselves. And in it, as you just mentioned now, you were open about your struggles with depression, and were you reluctant at all to share that personal struggle?
Really reluctant. I mean, as a lawyer and then a journalist, my job was to tell other people's stories, and it felt really weird, you know, and inappropriate to suddenly start talking about the intimate details. But, you know, this book is about being honest, and it's about starting a new conversation. So many of us are pretending, you know, we feel miserable, or we wake up in the middle of the night thinking, I can't go on, and then the morning comes and we put on our face and off we go, and we put on, you know, we pretend. So this book is about just saying, why don't we all as women stop pretending and start connecting in a real way. So yeah, it was tough, but it was necessary.
And that also, that we're all okay exactly as we are, that we don't have to have that body by that, you know, that we are just as we are, and to celebrate that, and to stop saying I refuse to conform to those societal pressures, because actually I feel better being as I am.
Well, there's an interesting comfort when you start being honest, because it's vulnerable at first, but I've shared on here my own struggles with anxiety and depression, and what you hear back from people is you're not alone. And so often it starts with a loneliness, and you end up feeling like you aren't.
Yeah. And that's part of what We is about too, is about joining together with other women to start circles, to start that conversation on a wider level, because yes, we can, part of it is about putting the focus on ourselves and learning to do self-care and find what those meaningful things are in our own lives, but also reaching out to other women across ethnic divides, across racial divides, to say we all experience these same issues.
And you've been at the forefront talking about the pay gap between men and women. You've both worked your way up in these sort of male-dominated areas. And Jillian, in particular, you spoke out as recently as last year's X-Files reboot when you say you were offered half the pay of your male co-star?
Yeah.
Half the pay. How did you handle that? Half the pay.
I was, you know, it had happened 20 years earlier when we were doing the initial series, and then I fought for parity and won, and then was, you know, very, very surprised.
Were you surprised that it happened again?
Well, in 2015, I thought that we had moved further on than that, and I was surprised at how challenging I found speaking out about it. I was afraid of shaming the woman who was partly in charge of making that decision.
Oh. Well done.
But you spoke out to do it. Where'd you get the courage from?
I think, well, it was around the time that Patricia Arquette had made the speech at the Oscars, and Meryl Streep was talking about equality, pay equality, and just, you know, watching other empowered women stand up and speak the truth.
There's strength in numbers. There's strength in numbers, and thank you so much, both of you, for coming on and sharing this information with us. Good luck to you and your career, whatever it is you're doing next. I can't wait to see it. Their new book, We, A Manifesto for Women Everywhere, is available now, and everyone in our audience is going home with a copy.
Next, view your deals getting the Oprah effect. We partnered with vendors for up to 78% off Oprah's latest batch of favorite things. This week on The View, our hot topics are on fire.
This is huge!
Plus, we're laughing with Damon Wayans. And Emmy Award winner Regina King hits the table. Plus, Dancing with the Stars champ Max dances into our house. And our political view heats up when conservative commentator Tomi Lahren brings her view.
Wait for that one.
This week on ABC.
View Your Deal is always amazing, but it's even better when it's got the Oprah seal of approval. We partner with vendors for up to 78% off some of her favorite things while supplies last. So let's get shopping with creative director of O Magazine, Adam Glassman.
Hi. The hills are alive with Oprah.
Yes.
We're in a spring mood, so I bring you NYDJ, one of my favorite lines.
Okay.
They have a lift tuck technology.
Lift tuck?
Lift Tuck, it makes you look and feel one size smaller than you are, which is incredible. We have a large assortment of jeans and tops, all with these
reminds me
slimming
of the 80s.
principles.
I love that.
Well, these are really nice because they are transitional. So you could wear this now, and you could wear it into spring, summer. They also are doing chinos for the first time with the same Lift Tuck technology. Because, you know, chinos don't always flatter women. And I see someone nodding her head right there.
No, they've got a dude cut.
These do. These give you great bootay, and they do not show anything when you bend over to grab.
That's never okay.
Crazy, crazy, crazy for this line. Originally, the prices are $58 to $144. Today, the deal is going to be $29 to $72 plus free shipping.
Free shipping!
That's 50% off. Okay. We have gorgeous jewelry from Catherine Weitzman, which really is a work of art. Really beautiful. Handmade in Hawaii by women. Catherine Weitzman employs all these women. She handpicks and she presses all these dried flowers. She creates...
Oh my gosh, those are real?
These are real. She creates these beautiful landscapes inside these pendants. So we have these extra large pendants. We have some smaller ones, gold and silver, long chains or short chains. I have to tell you, this stuff is incredible.
They're beautiful. They're really
The prices normally are pretty good. $103 to $170, but today they're going to be from $36 to $38.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is up to 78% off.
Those are stunning.
They're beautiful.
They are absolutely
really beautiful. Okay.
Skincare.
Skincare, bath products, Oprah's favorite line right now. They combine her two passions, which are bathing and farming. Farming, I say, because they're made with vegetables and fruits and herbs. The most spectacular scents. We have grapefruit. We have
carrot. Something.
Carrot is beautiful. Beet, cucumber, apricot. You have to smell this one. Try this little apricot. Apricot and sage is incredible.
And how much are they?
$6.50 to $35. Normally today it's going to be $3.25 to $17.50. That is 50% off. The packaging is so beautiful. Think ahead to Mother's Day. This is a great Mother's Day gift.
Beautiful.
Totally great. Okay, from Dr. Brandt, who makes the most incredible skincare products. My beauty editors use it all the time. Anti-aging, age-defying. They target all skin types and all skin issues. 15 different products, everything to plump your face, give you a lifted experience.
I plump it myself. It's what I eat.
Well, you're young, but some of us need other things. Okay, they also have the most sought-after product, the Magnetite mask. I used it this weekend. I think somewhere it's here. You just smooth it on, and then you use a magnet to take it off.
Are you kidding?
It's the easiest, simplest product.
That's amazing.
No, it's amazing, and this is an incredible product. It's the most sought after. Originally $55 to $152. The deal is $27.50 to $76.
The magnet, that's awesome.
From Butter London, we have their Sheer Wisdom collection. Well, now we have lip and eye. We have a lip oil that has a treatment built into it.
Okay.
We have an eyeshadow serum, and we have their nail polishes. I say...
Nail polishes are amazing.
I'm telling you, they're one-swipe wonders. You just do this, you swipe it on, you're out the door. If you're a really busy woman, this is brilliant.
I don't know non-busy women,
Okay.
so...
All the colors are neutral and flattering, and I'll also give you a tip. Match your nail polish to your skin tone. Your fingers will look more delicate, longer, leaner. That's a good trick.
And how much is it?
$18 to $24. Normally, the deal today is $9 to $12. And free shipping. Now, wouldn't it be great to have a great hair day every day? You can with Serge Normand's hair products.
Okay.
He is a celebrity hairdresser. He does Sarah Jessica Parker, Julia Roberts, Katy Perry. They all have great hair. They all use his products. They're beautiful.
I love when you name drop, Adam.
I'm name dropping because he really does it.
No, I believe you.
He also has this incredible Dream Big collection. This is great. You spray this on dry hair. It fills out your hair. So imagine if you have fine and thinning hair, you will get volume instantly, healthy, touchable hair.
And how much are we going to pay for that, Adam?
I have to tell you, it's a luxury product. Normally they're $15 to $60. Today it's going to start at $7.50 and go to $30. 50% off.
Well, a big thanks to Adam Glassman. The clock is ticking, people. You have 24 hours to wrap any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com. And members of our audience are going home with products from Dr. Brandt Skincare and Butter London. And a copy of O Magazine. We'll be right back.
People's Choice Award for Best Cable Comedy kicks off its 6th season tonight. Baby Daddy airs at 8:30 p.m. on Freeform. You know, I can't say it any other way. It just makes no sense to me. Baby Daddy, I don't understand. Baby's Daddy,
Baby's Daddy.
But I had to really focus in on it.
Well, it's one of those expressions that caught on.
Baby Daddy. I love when you break it down, Joy.
Who's the baby daddy?
But it's one of those things that I could do without personally. But, you know, we also want to say, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Joni Sledge of the Sister Sledge group passed, I think yesterday. She was only 60. And we also lost Robert Osborne, host of Turner Movie Classics. I mean, he was a guy who knew all about classic movies and everything. And so we like to celebrate those great people because we got to have them in our lives. And we say thank you to you and have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the view.